Here's a list of all of the questions that I'm going to be asking my future partner before I get into a relationship with them. Number 1, what is your stance on abortion? Number 2, what is your relationship with your mom like? Number 3, do you watch porn? What kind of porn do you watch? Would you consider quitting for me? Number 4, have you ever had an authentically racist thought? Number 5, when is the last time that you cried and why? Number 6, did you vote? Who did you vote for? Number 7, do you have any friends that are in frats? Number 8, what would you do if I just started clawing my skin off in front of you? Would you comfort me? Would you still call me pretty? Would you still like me? Number 9, tell me about your worst first date story. Number 10, do you pee standing up or sitting down? Number 11, do you have any allegations? Be honest. Tell me. Number 12, are you going to put any effort into my birthday? Because that is a holiday, and it should be celebrated. And you shouldn't be waiting until last minute. Number 13, be honest, are you going to remember our anniversary, or is it going to be up to me to plan everything every single time? Number 14, how good is your hygiene? Please tell me that you have some form of routine, even a little bit. Number 15, are you going to be like, yay, I bagged a baddie, and then like a month into our relationship try to change every single thing about me? I hate the way that you dress. I hate that you have tattoos. Would you ever consider getting them removed? Like, you don't look classy. What? Number 16, do you have any actual trauma, or is it just like, one time my goldfish died? Or like, Number 17, have you ever punched a hole in the wall? I have, but like, you shouldn't.
Young lady, first of all, you need to go put some clothes on. Second of all, you need to be worried about some other questions, like, can you take care of me? I got some issues that I have going on in my life. Are you dependable enough to get me to certain places of recovery and rehab? That's the type of stuff that you need to be worried about.
The problem with this generation of females, and I'm going to say we just simply because I'm in a generation that I'm talking about, but I'm not talking about myself. The problem with this generation of females is that we expect too much out of a nigga that we can't even do ourselves. For us, for example, I'm not even talking about emotional connection, physical connection, intimacy, mental, just how he treats you. I'm not talking about any of those things. I'm talking about just simply, for example, if you want a purse that costs $1,200 and you can't afford to pay for it yourself, why do you expect him to? Or why do you think he can? He might can. He might can afford it. But it's like a rule for y'all. It's like, oh, he got to spend this and this on me. But you can't even afford to spend that on yourself. Then you call him broke. So are you broke too? If you want some Bottegas and you can't afford to spend on yourself, why do you think he can? Y'all problem is y'all be on social media and start comparing yourself to other 22, 23, 24-year-olds. That's not realistic. That's not realistic for somebody in their early 20s to be spending bands on somebody else. That's not realistic. Comparison is a thief of joy. Stop comparing yourself to these people on social media because it's not real. This is not real, bro. Like,
one woman in the comments said, mind you, these boys be 20-something and not 43. Exactly. Another woman said they be looking for the daddy that they never had. Listen, men have a lot to do. They have a lot to learn. But there's a lot of modern women out here that be acting bad.
I'm in here crying, laughing because there's a man on TikTok. I'm gonna just show y'all the video.
When I'm saying I'm 27. So just because I'm homeless, I can't wake up to I can't wake up to no plate of food. I can't get no back rubs. I can't get no foot rubs. I can't get catered to. I can't get no kisses. I can't get no affection. I can't give out no back shots. Just because I'm homeless.
Y'all look at the comments. So somebody in the comments said, get that money up, bro, boy. Do a fucking picture. Somebody else said homeless women exist too. Go talk to one of them. Lift each other up. Somebody said, how y'all be horny and homeless? I can't even think straight. My back is hurting. Why not go to a shelter? Why does it have to be a woman? I can't. Somebody said back shots. Get back to work. You focus on the wrong things, my boy. Yuck. Somebody said, no shade at all. But where would this take place? Somebody said no. Somebody said, no, you can't. You need to kiss your priorities and backshot a job. A good woman doesn't want to take care of you. Somebody said, all of that is for men who pay the bills. Somebody else said, you can't get a job application. We can start there. Somebody said, these men are embarrassing, stink, and despicable. He asking for loyalty with no home and health issues. Oh my God. Somebody said, wake up to a plate of food in one kitchen. Make it make sense. Somebody said, I left my ass off. Where is that all going to happen? The fucking $1 million question. Somebody said, no, you cannot. Go get a job. He said, you're actually very selfish. Girl, the fucking SpongeBob meme took me out because everybody leaving. Then he got all that to get smart in the comments because somebody said, what you bringing to the table? And then he gonna play eggplant. Girl, please. Tell that to the next job you apply to, sir.
Y'all know, y'all making fun of him right now. But imagine how many women be like, oh yeah, you can come over and I'll give you some money. I'll pay for everything if you give me the D. If you give it to me good, I'll pay for anything. You can take a shower over here. I'll buy you new clothes. You can sleep in my bed. You can take my car and drop me off. Just watch. He might have just started something.
I need to know if women think that women should be approaching men more. I also need to know if women think that women are approaching men and it's men that are the ones that are just not approaching. Because I'll give you my 2 cents from what I'm seeing on my TikTok and then also my personal experience. On my TikTok, I am seeing that men do not approach women from the fear of rejection and fear of being called creepy. And they also think that women do not want to be approached because they think that women would rather poke the bear than have a man come up to them. Now, from my own personal experience, I have taken it upon myself to try and approach, and that has resulted in a date coming out of that experience, but that date didn't really go anywhere. Like, it didn't progress, the relationship with that person. But it nevertheless felt good to put myself out there and approach and get a date out of it and do it as a social experiment. But what I will say is that I don't typically approach men, or at least when I have in the past, I was not doing it thinking that it was coming from a romantic place. I was just oh, I'm gonna make conversation with this person. I also do think that in the past, I've felt intimidated to talk to men that I deem to be super attractive because I just felt maybe they wouldn't find me attractive and they'd be why is this girl coming up to me? So the reason that I'm trying to unpack this with men, specifically why are men not approaching women, is because I can understand and empathize to a degree kind of the fear that comes with putting yourself out there. Because I've also felt fearful around approaching men that I find attractive. So I don't think it's a gender thing. Fear does not discriminate against gender, race, ethnicity, whatever. We all feel it. It's a universal human emotion and experience. But my hope for 2026 is honestly just people being more courageous, genuinely. I'm done with the dating apps. I feel a lot of people are done with the dating apps. People are craving IRL. We see this in personal life. We also see this in the work environment where these major companies are mandating back to work policies. So I just think people need to learn social skills again. And we've lost it because of COVID, because of our phones, fill in the blank. So my saga, my thesis is that we all need to get comfortable dealing with potential rejection and uncertainty, and we need to learn the art of conversation and connection again.
The rate of success for men is 20%, if that. So, I mean, it's not really going to be that successful. Now, I am seeing data that specifically says if you're in a singles event or something like that, or a mixer or something like that, then you could be 40. If you go up to a woman, there's 40% success rate. If you go up there and you say, hey, are you available? Can I get your number? It says follow up. We don't know what follow up means. That's the thing there. But taking it at face value, if follow up means, okay, yeah, you can follow up me. Yeah, you can get my number, right? 40%. So If you guys go to this singles event, I'm just saying.
So here's an email exchange with a female candidate after sharing bios and photos. For reference, she is average and overweight. After I shared photos, she didn't respond, and so I sent a follow-up email, and she responded with this. I do not want to move forward. I should have known you would only suggest men who are overweight, and it's actually just fat phobic at this point. I thought you would be different, but I should have known with the gym posts. Ugh. So I go back and I check her profile submission, and in her profile submission, I actually added 2 new questions. One question was to evaluate what your own body type was, which she classified as curvy, and the body type that she's open to in a partner, which she chose the equivalent of curvy, and then everything from slim, athletic to average. So it sounds like it's within her requirements, but I guess this is a classic case of someone not telling me what they actually want. Like, if these are the parameters that you're going to give me, then this is what I'm going to operate under, that you are okay with these requirements. And I don't know, am I fat phobic or are you? Anyway, here's my response. I checked your profile submission and you specified that you are open to a heavier build. If you were not open to heavier builds, you should not have selected that option. While you did specify you were open to leaner builds, the way matchmaking works is that I have to find a match who is on the leaner end and who is open to heavier builds such as yours. And that is not common from what I've seen in the pool for both men and women. And then, of course, the other requirements have to align as well. Ultimately, the type of candidates you want also have to choose you. I feel that someone who will go so far as to label me as fat phobic at the suggestion of a match is not the right kind of candidate for my service, and I will be deleting your submission.
These women, man, I don't even think it's like, well, you told me, you said something different from what it is that you actually want. I think these women feel like they are what they're looking for. Like, okay, I might be heavier, but my beauty makes up for it. If you calling her average, it's not going to track. That's not going to track with her. She feels like, yeah, my body, yeah, I'm overweight, but I'm a 10. Like, actually, I'm an 11. Because I'm a little bit bigger, that's going to knock me down like a half a point or a point. So I'm going from an 11 to a 10. So I'm still perfect. So I want somebody that's perfect.
Okay, so clearly I'm super green when it comes to cheating. What I witnessed the other night, I was shook. I went to this dude that was on the phone. Your girl's cheating on you. Your girl's cheating on you. I don't even want to say his name. I don't want to say his name. Okay, boom. So I'm outside. I'm in Marietta, whatever. I go to the bathroom to wash my hands. There's a girl in the bathroom and she's like frantically on her phone or whatever. I ain't paying her no mind. I'm here to wash my hands and mind my business. I see a girl come in who's a server, hostess, bartender, whatever. She come in, she in like the all black. The girl pulls her and was like, hey, like, quick rundown. She was just like, I need you to pretend like you're my homegirl and that me and you are outside because my man is calling. He's hitting me up. And I'm like, what you need to lie to him for? Like, who is you here with? None of my business. None of my business. She was like, okay, like, he's not calling. Never mind. Like, he didn't answer because I guess she called him. He didn't pick up, whatever. I was like about to leave, about to go back to working her job. Then the girl was like, no, come back. Like, he's calling. So she answered the phone and they going back and forth. She's like, what you doing? What you up to? And remind you, her responses was quick. Like, it's like, babe, like, it sounds like you rushing him off the phone. Slow down. He's like, oh, what you doing? Da, da, da. And she's like, I'm out with my homegirls. Homegirls. Like, oh, I feel like you outside being sneaky. And then she like hit the girl, the server bartender, and the server was like, don't say that about my homegirl. She not out here doing this, da 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 da. Like, we outside having fun, minding our business. What are you up to? Mind you, she don't know this girl. He was like, oh, okay. He was like, I just feel like you didn't answer my few other calls or your phone on D&D or something like that. Why did she switch the camera to me? I'm in the sink. I literally just looked like, so like, what you wanted me to do, live for you? Like, bitch, I don't know you. I go meet up with my person, we chatting, talking, whatever. See the server come out the bathroom. 45 seconds later, the other girl comes out the bathroom. Why does she come out the bathroom and immediately go to her man, grabs him by the arm? She's like, hey, babe, did you get our stuff? I'm flabbergasted. I said, girl, woman and male fine. I ain't even peep that she was with old dude outside because I ain't even see them. I was half she was in the bathroom. Came outside. Hey, babe, you ready to go?
Yep. Nothing to see here. It's just modern women being on their worst behavior over and over again. We see examples of modern women being on their absolute worst behavior. Absolute worst.
He's only helping me with dinner because he expects to get laid tonight. He's only planning more dates after I complained several times because he wants to pretend like he cares. He helped me with the laundry, but he didn't fold the towels the right way. So it basically discounts everything that he ever did. He remembered my birthday, but we only went to Cheesecake Factory and I was expecting a trip to Bora Bora, so he's not really listening to me. He started coming home early and getting off work early to spend more time with me, but he spent an hour on his cell phone to decompress, so what was the point of even coming home early? Someone tell me why all of these statements really exist in real relationships with real men and real women, where women are overcritical to everything a man does. So you mean to tell me that that man heard you, listened to you, and adjusted to your needs and your expectations, and you're still turning a positive expectation into a negative, and you can't understand why the relationship is failing? Or yeah, maybe he is doing more to eventually gain more connection with you through sex, and you want to turn it into something selfish, like it's selfishly motivated, even though it's his bid for connection. But wait. If that same man ends up not helping you with the trash, or helping you with the kids, or not helping you with dinner, or not helping you with laundry because eventually you being overcritical makes him stop showing up for you, and he goes out and cheats on you, now you're all depressed because you can't understand why he doesn't feel anything for you anyway. If you were at a job and your boss was constantly criticizing you for every little thing that you did, would you want to perform for said boss? Well, the same thing is true in a relationship. A lot of these women out here are ruining relationships because they're so hypercritical of the men that they're in relationships with, because they are hypercritical with themselves, and they just project that shit and turn healthy relationships into toxic ones. Just like if a man turns around and gets you flowers and you turn around like, oh, you only got me flowers because we got in a fight yesterday. Or, oh, you stopped and got me an energy drink, but it's not the right energy drink. And you're constantly finding something to bitch about. You can't be mad at that man if he turns around and he feels worthless. He feels unwanted. He stops listening. He stops showing up. He stops caring. And he becomes a shell of himself, because people can only take so much criticism before they eventually say, fuck it. Not only are women being like overcritical, but they want to bring everything and turn it back into like the past of like when you first got together and when you first got in relationships, rather than accepting the fact that when a man settles in, it's because he truly loves you and he cares about you. And instead of turning everything from, a positive to a negative, you guys would have a lot healthier relationships if you would just stop attacking that man in the first place. Okay, bye.
They do this, man. They do this. Modern women are miserable people. Modern women are miserable people. Like they're never happy about anything. They keep a lot of mess up. They keep a lot of foolishness up. And when men get tired of it and just stop dating, a lot of men will stay in a lot of foolishness. And when it's cut off and you can't find them anywhere, just know they've been clocking you from the start. The moment you start doing all that BS, they've been clocking you from the start. And when it finally ended and you want to come back around and, I want to apologize and maybe we can get back together. No, you are a problem.
Bro, being with somebody that's ungrateful is one of the worst things ever. Because listen to this. It was one time I took this girl out on a date, right? Now, mind you, she lived an hour from me. I drove to her apartment, went to her apartment, was waiting outside of her apartment inside the parking garage for like 25 minutes in the first place. All right, that's already bad. Waiting 25 minutes out in the parking garage, she was like, she's almost done. Mind you, she had like a few hours to get ready anyway. So she finally gets done at like 25 minutes while I'm just sitting down there. That should already pissed me off in the first place. So I'm like, okay, cool. She get in the car. She looks good and everything. Body look good and all types of stuff. Get in the car. We started talking and stuff like that to kind of break the ice, and all that. And the first thing we did, we was going to go to see a movie. That time we was going to see a movie. And then we were going to go to eat after that. So when I picked her up, she got in the car, we was talking and all that type of stuff. Went to the movie. The movie during that time, I'm not going to say what the movie is because I don't want her to end up seeing this. But we went to go see that movie. This movie is a very, very popular movie, so it was packed in there anyway. I didn't get tickets at first because I didn't even know that you could get the tickets online, which I should have did in the first place. But they still had a few seats left. So we got 2 seats in the front. It was 2 seats in the front, and the screen was like right there, and we were like right to the side. But when we got there, it was already packed and shit. But when we sat down, she was sitting there looking like, no, I don't like these seats. And like, it's cool. Like, it's not any more seats that we can get. She's like, I don't like these seats. I don't want to sit here. I don't want to watch this movie if we got to sit here. So the whole time I'm like, bro, like we already here. Like, we gonna just watch the movie. It's not that bad. Like, if somebody don't come, because it was a few seats behind us that was still open, I was like, if those people don't come and sit there, like halfway through the movie, we'll just get up and we'll go back there and sit there. And she just proceeded to keep saying like, no, like, I'm not gonna be interested in the movie. I'm not gonna be watching the movie if I gotta sit here in the seats. So I'm like, yo, just chill. Like, I promise you, if nobody come, we're gonna get to the seats back like that's behind us. I finally got her to calm down and shit. After that, probably like halfway through the movie, I look back there. I'm like, okay, nobody's sitting in those seats. So I told her, like, let's go to the seats back there or whatever. So we got up, went to the seats back there. It was a little bit better option. She didn't complain about that. I was like, okay, cool. We got to finish the movie. After we finished the movie, it was kind of a little bit late still. And we were sitting there still in the movie theater. And I was looking on my phone like to see like what places were open for food or whatever. Found something that we both agreed on. I drove over there. It was packed over there as well. Remember, this is a city anyway, so it's going to be packed. It was packed over there as well. When we got in there, the wait was like 25 minutes. I'm like, I'm not really trying to wait 25 minutes, though. And she's like, well, there's nowhere else that we can really go. Like, I want to eat this. Like, I want to go here and all this. I'm like, damn, like, okay, like, we'll wait 25 minutes. All right, cool. Ended up finally getting the table. We didn't have to wait as long as 25 minutes because it was just two of us. So we ended up getting, our seat or whatever. Then when she got the menu, she looked at the menu saying, like, it's not much of that she really want. I'm like, bro, you was already complaining about the movie situation. Then you had me wait here at this place for almost 20 minutes to get some seats. And now you complaining about the menu. Then she finally decided on what she wanted to get. And I remember she ended up getting mac and cheese, steak, and broccoli, whatever. And I got what I got. She ate most of her stuff. I ate all of my stuff. She took her stuff to go. I'm driving her back, to her place or whatever. Now she wants to stop at the store to get a drink. I'm looking at her like, bro, like we literally you just had something to drink when we was at the fucking restaurant. Like, no, I'm not stopping there. I'm like, no, we going back to your apartment or whatever. I'm gonna drop you off. She started complaining like you can't even stop at the store and all this and that and like roll her eyes. So I'm like, bro, like, come on, like you look, it's like you trying to do this extra stuff like on purpose, like to see like how I'm reacting shit. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And took her back to her apartment, whatever. Was sitting in the car talking to her a little bit. I guess because of that, I don't know how she felt about it, but she ended up starting kissing me and shit. Which I'm like, all right, cool. Like if I'm going through all this bullshit, like, yeah, that's the least you could do, So she started kissing me and shit, like she was laying on my lap and shit, like with her face in my lap while I'm sitting in the driver's seat. And I'm kissing her like while she's this way, like looking down at her. And basically, long story short, she like, yeah, like come up to her place. I'm like, if that didn't end up happening, that whole day, bro, would have pissed me the fuck off. Cause I'm like, come on, like, but yeah, when she said come up to her apartment and shit, like went up there and did what she had to do. I'm like, if the night didn't end like that, bro, that would have pissed me the fuck off. Like, it already pissed me off anyway. But because that ended up happening, I'm like, okay, it made it a little bit better. But even after that, bro, I'm like, after I got done with that, I'm like, I don't think I want to deal with this person anymore because that was one date, bro. One date, and you doing that much. Like, we haven't even been together long, and you acting like that for one date. So I'm like, after that, bro, I'm like, I'm done. I ain't even talk to her again.
And honestly, man, you might need to keep on seeing her, bro. It's little stuff. Like either she wanted the D or she was really like into you. You know what I mean? My thought is, okay, so first of all, I think I think you could have gotten away with getting some tickets online like late if it were like a movie that nobody was going to see. And you can kind of say, well, I mean, you wouldn't have known that because you didn't know about the online thing. So I was about to say, you could have looked online and literally seen if the theater was empty or not. Literally. But you didn't do that. So you got there. I think if you'd have gotten there, you could say, hey, is this a popular movie? Yeah, it's pretty full. Okay, you suggest any movies that's not that popular, but still some good things that might be lesser known, and they might be able to tell you that. So you and her going there, maybe it's like, it's not going to be packed. It might be depending on the night that you guys go, it might be, maybe not even half full, maybe 25% full. And y'all can go and come as you please. Y'all can get whatever seats that you please. Hey, what's available? Hey, can you tell me the chart? Can I see the chart? And then y'all go in there and you have a good time. I do see where he's saying she's being kind of ungrateful because she's going in the movie. I would have said, I would have made it a joke. If I were her, I would have made it a joke, which now that I'm thinking about it, we don't know the context of how she said it. That's one thing I would have wanted to know. She might have been complaining, but she might have been saying, why you get us these seats? You know what I mean? Like, well, man, you could have, yeah, but you could have gotten us this and that. Well, we can go over here and do this, and that. Yeah, man, but I don't even want to do it. I don't even feel like being here no more. And then y'all was kind of going back and forth. Like y'all had a little bit of an attitude, both of y'all, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. Obviously, if y'all ended up doing that, it wasn't that big of a deal. So I would probably say next time, if you're going to see a movie or a date in general, just, look online. I mean, Google Maps, do that. Google Maps, look and see if there's anything online that you got to do, and then try to make your reservations online or whatever it is. I would also say 25 minutes waiting to sit down is not bad at all. So, you can offer 20, you can shoot the breeze for 25 minutes. If you'd have been waiting an hour, that would have been like, oh, wow, we got to stay here for an hour. And y'all just sit there and talk. But honestly, I feel like maybe y'all should see each other again and see what y'all can work out.
Fellas, as a man, when you're dating a woman, do you really care how many bodies your woman has had in the past? Unseen biological imprint. I honestly never thought about it like this. Just for educational purposes only. Share this video with someone you love, care, and respect, and I'm curious to know your thoughts in the comments section.
It's body count. That sperm stays with them. Every man that ever nutted in them is a part of them. It's found in their DNA, it's found in their brain, it's found in their cells.
White women's body count matters biologically. I'm a neuroscientist. Let me explain. Studies show that women absorb and retain the DNA of every man they've been with via sperm. This foreign DNA has been found in the brain, organs, and reproductive system, but nobody talks about the consequences. And that DNA isn't just stored, it's used in creating future children. A woman's past men leave a permanent biological imprint. Ever wonder why some kids resemble an ex more than their father? This is usually why. While the father provides most of the DNA, genetic material from past men is also used. And it's not just looks. Physical and mental disorders can be passed down as well. The more men a woman has been with, the higher the risk of negative mutations in her future children. So ladies, your past doesn't disappear. Every man leaves a mark on your body and your future children. And fellas, think twice before having a child with a woman who's been with too many men, because you won't be the only one shaping that child. Disturbing? Alarming? Let me know in the comments.
So I keep seeing things about, the worst thing she can say is no, right? When talking about shooting your shot, being bold, right? So let me tell you about this egregious shot I took yesterday. So they recently put a Zaxby's near my house. A big deal for this small town I live in. Most of the restaurants you got to go 15 minutes or so to get to, right? So me and my brother and my roommate, we've been going to this Zaxby's a lot. We've been ripping it, right? Because, it's the best thing close to us. So recently they hired this girl. She was kind of pretty. She's pretty. Like we would go through there and we're like, wow, she's like really pretty eyes, right? So I keep on saying, like, I'm going to talk to her. Like, we have a little bit of banter here in the drive-thru or whatever, as much as you can about food or whatever. Well, we went yesterday, me and my roommate, and I was like, if she's there, I'll shoot my shot. Don't know what I'm going to say. It's just going to come to me when we get there, right? So we pull up to the drive-thru, and they ask for my name through the intercom thing, and I say, Zach. And the person says, oh, looks like you came to the right place. Like a play on words with Zaxby's. I was like, that's funny, right? We get around to the window, and it's her. She comes out, and she's like, have I used that joke on you before? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I gotta say something. And she's like, oh, I just try to use it on all the Zachs. I look at her and I say, I have the biggest crush on you. My roommate's sitting in the passenger seat, like, and she's just looking at me like shocked, and she's like, "Give me 1 second." She goes to the back for like 2 minutes, comes back out, hands me a piece of paper, phone number, bang. How did that shot go in? I have no idea. But I guess moral of the story, shoot your shot. Be bold. I don't know. It worked, I guess.
Sincerity. It came out of nowhere. It just happened. Oh, okay. Well, I like that. I appreciate that. That comes from somebody not thinking they're more than they actually are. A lot of modern women will be working at a fast food joint and be like, well, don't talk to me like that. I don't know you. I don't date men like you, but you work at fast food, even still. So good for you. Good for her. Great outcome.
I'm convinced that a lot of y'all just get on the internet and repeat trending shit that y'all see and not even really understanding the meaning behind it. So now y'all thing is, I'm not gonna do wife duties on a girlfriend budget. And when y'all saying wife duties, y'all are referring to cooking and cleaning and doing laundry as wife duties. The fact that y'all think that those are wife duties and not a woman's duty is crazy to me. You understand me? Because that's how I can tell that you're not a wife. And if you have been a wife, you clearly wasn't successful in it. Because it's always the single bitches out here that's telling women what they should do to a nigga or to get a nigga or to keep a nigga. It's always the bitches without a nigga that got all the valuable information. The thing is, I cook for my husband, I clean for my husband, I do my husband laundry, not because I'm his wife, but because I'm a woman and I take care of a home. It's my duties as a woman to take care of a home and make sure that everything is put together and clean. I don't do that because I'm his wife. I do that because that's how I was raised. That's what I was bred to do. That's what women are supposed to do. Now, the fact that y'all got it all down to a science that cleaning and cooking is wifely duties lets me know that you're not a wife. Because if you really are a wife, you know that shit ain't got shit to do with it. A nigga can goddamn pay a bitch to wash your clothes. He can pay a bitch to cook or something. He can have DoorDash to bring it right to the door. A man don't need you to do that. A man needs you for other things. My wifely duties include making sure that this paperwork taken care of. If anything happens to me or him, our family straight. My wifely duties is when I see that my husband ain't himself and he feeling down or he feeling some type of way without him even having to open his mouth, I know it's my job to figure out what's wrong with him and to put in my input to fix it. I know it's my duty as a wife that if he falls short, I got to pick up that slack. Or if I fall short, he gonna pick up the slack, knowing that I got a partner in my life. My duty as a wife is to get up and keep going every day, even when I don't feel like it, simply because I know it's other people depending on me. My duty as a wife is to make sure that our self-made family is taken care of. Not the family that we was born into, but the family that we created. And the bonds that we created is taken care of. My duty as a wife is whatever he bad at, I'm good at. Whatever I'm bad at, he good at. So we put those talents together and we make a life together. Those are your wifely duties, baby. That cooking and cleaning ain't wifely duties, baby. That's a woman's duty. You should be doing those things because you're a woman and you maintaining the house, not because a nigga gave you a ring. And then on top of that, what's gonna make him want to give you the ring if he don't even know that you're capable of doing those things? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you always test drive a car before you buy the motherfucker to make sure it ain't smoking, to make sure it ain't ticking and popping and all that stuff? How you gonna tell a man, oh, I'm only cooking and cleaning for my husband, and then he marry you, come to find out your ass can't cook and you can't clean? You don't even wash clothes. Y'all take the most simplest shit and try to make it bigger than what it is. I don't mind washing my husband's clothes. I got to wash mine. What's one more? I'd rather save money on energy and goddamn water and throw his shit in there with mine, other than saying, oh, well, I ain't your wife, I ain't washing them. How hard is it if I fry me 2 pieces of chicken, how hard is it for me to throw him 2 pieces in there too? Like, y'all, the fact that y'all think that a wife's duty is so simple is even more evident of why y'all don't deserve to be a fucking wife. Because cooking and cleaning is not a wife's duty, it's a woman's duty. And being a wife go way beyond that simple ass shit that y'all talking about.
Well, your headspace is my family. I'm taking care of my family. I'm doing for my family. My family is the most important thing, which is where a man is a lot of times. I have to sacrifice for my family. I have to do for my family. What else? They don't have a job description, right? You give them certain things to do. That's just what they do on a frequent basis. But their totality is protect and provide. That's so vague. That's so broad. But protect what? Provide what? Oh, provide financially. Okay, I can do that. Okay, now you got to provide assistance, emotional support, guidance, instruction, vision, and whatever else. Jobs do that. This is not the totality of what you're going to be doing. You might be doing some other stuff and be ready for it. So they don't lock themselves into a certain set of things. Basically, I need you for all of this stuff. A lot of times modern women sign up for it. Well, everybody does. But when you get home, a man is saying, well, I need you for this. I need you for that. And because you love that person, you've committed to that person, you're of service in that area. That's why she's talking to you and saying, well, wait a minute. You guys are just scratching the surface of what wifely duties are. This is what a wife is. And she's just listing off things that a person who is always there for their partner would do. Y'all are not doing that, which is why men are not marrying you guys. They're not sure that you're going to be doing that type of stuff because you don't exhibit now characteristics and traits of somebody that would do that.
I matched this guy on Monday. He gave me his number on Tuesday. Wednesday was Christmas Eve. Talked all day long, texting wise. Thursday was Christmas Day. We were literally on FaceTime for 8 hours, and I'm not even over exaggerating when I say that. Like, fell asleep on the phone together and everything. Already set a date to meet on Monday, right? Friday, yesterday, he was like, wouldn't it be crazy if I came over, just to hang out? And I'm like, well, I would love if you did, but it wouldn't make me crazy. He's like, I don't think so. And I'm like, I don't think so. So he literally drove an hour from where he lives to me. And he came here. It was like 9 o'clock. And he didn't leave until 5 this morning. Today, talking all day long, telling each other how much we connect and so on and so forth. Is it not fair for me to say that I'm in love? Is it not fair for me to say that I'm already locked in? I've already paused my app. Like, I'm not playing any fucking games. This is real. Deleted Hinge off my phone. I do not want to talk to anybody else. I have no bone in my body, no feeling in my heart wants to talk to anybody else. He literally checks all my boxes. And he is fine as hell. Just fine. He is so fine for what? Like, why? Hello, like, where have you been this entire year? And I meet you the last week of the fucking year. Like, you're dead ass my man. Whatever. I don't give a fuck.
I would say, honestly, you probably should kind of be a little bit careful. I know you guys are spending a lot of time talking, right? And, hey, we're hanging out and this and that. That's a first step. That's a good first step. But what are you guys talking about? Like, the stuff that he's saying, are you observing that? Are you asking him about scenarios and trying to gauge if his answers kind of coincide with his behavior? So it's a good first step. But I think there's a little bit more that you have to do, a lot more that you have to do, I would say.
When they say don't date a man with kids, they're not lying to you. They're not trying to save their baby daddy for themselves, guys. And I know you think you probably could be the exception to the rule, or that you found the one man that doesn't like his baby mama. They all like us to some capacity, okay? I am 4 years out from being in a relationship with, from living with my kid's dad, and I get to drop off on Sunday. Mind you, this started when I texted him in the morning and I said, hey, I'm going to church. I can meet you guys after. And he was like, ooh. Like, I know that made him horny. That sounds crazy, but I know that got him wound up. So I get to drop off. I'm obviously in my nice church outfit. It was just jeans and a t-shirt and heels, okay? And he gets our daughter out of the car and gives me a hug. We don't hug at drop off. This man gives me a hug and then sneaks in a kiss. And I'm like, buddy, I haven't kissed you in over a year. What are we doing? And so I texted him later on and I was like, and I knew as soon as he responded back and was like, ooh, to the church thing, I knew I was in for something at drop off. But afterwards I texted him and I said, hey, you kissed me, like, why are we doing that? And he was like, I'm sorry, like, I just couldn't control myself, you just looked so good. And it's like that in tandem with the fact that, like, they know they can't have you, but they don't want somebody else to claim you, is a hell of a combination. And I would never want to be involved. I actually dated a guy after my kid's dad who had a baby mama. Wouldn't you know? And mind you, this baby mama doesn't live in the state, doesn't even live like in a state close to us. Wouldn't you know, he's texting her saying like, like, oh, I miss you. Like, I really wish I could have another chance. I'm like, they're all like this. They are just all like that. And I think it just comes in waves for them. I don't think they actually want to get back with their baby mama, but it's like the thought of it for them. And that thought is enough for me to get pissed off if I was a girlfriend.
Maybe you're around a certain type of man that acts that way. And it's not all men, right? Maybe that's just you.
Men are looking for a woman who brings no drama and brings peace into their life. Women are looking for a man who provides emotional and physical safety, bare minimum. Why are so many people lonely? What is the missing element? I have some thoughts on this, but I would love your take. Why do we have the crisis that we do? The male loneliness epidemic, women not choosing men. You know, the basics of what they're wanting is pretty simple. So I'm like, what's happening? You know?
I was at my friend's house the other day, and it was two of his guy friends over there, and they're spitting game, and there's like three things that he said that really stuck with me. The first one he said was, all men know that most women don't uphold the standards that they set for themselves. I said, oh. He said, yeah, we know that. We know that. That's why we can get away with things 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And we can say, we're going to do better, we're going to change, and never really change or implement the change because we know that you don't uphold the standards that you set for yourselves. I said, oh, okay. So just know, they're aware, right? They're aware. Men know when they got a weak bitch, right? Men know. That's one. Two, he said, a lot of women settle. And we know that. Women will settle. They'll say, I want someone who's honest and loyal. But I'll lie to you and you'll still accept me because you don't believe that you'll get both of what it is that you're asking for, what it is that you're desiring from a relationship. So because I'm loyal, but a liar, you'll take me. He said, as a man, I will never settle. I can see a woman and say, that's a wife, but she's not my wife because she doesn't check off my checklist. I'm not settling for nothing. And he said, and that's why, he said, truthfully, I feel like men have higher standards than women because at the end of the day, men are the one who are choosing to be in the relationships, right? Men are the one who got to get out on one knee. I don't know about y'all, I ain't getting out on no knee for no guy. No guy. And he said, my standards will never shift or sway. And I have the ability to walk away if you're not serving me. And I know how to do it fast. He said, if there's anything I've learned in the dating life is get the interview process, wrap it up, ask all your questions, and really, really vet that interview process like that. Because the longer you say, and he said, we're humans, we're physiological beings. So we grow more connected via connection, right? Like we grow more connected based off of the proximity that we experience with each other. So think about that one guy, right? That you knew really wasn't your match, but you kept him around. And then you ended up kind of fucking with him. And then you started dating him. And then you, like, 2 years into a relationship, like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, wait, what? It's because you didn't cut that connection off like that when you sensed the misalignment. He said, but as a man, if I sense misalignment, you got to go because you're not my wife. I'm looking for my wife. I said, yo. And then he said, he gave some analogy. I'm probably going to butcher it, but, like, use your common sense to kind of get what I'm getting at. He goes, if I walk into a car dealership and negotiate this car for 60% off and they take it, why would I offer to pay for the whole car or something like that? And he was basically like saying how men, like when women want men to show up fully after they've accepted half of them, it's never going to work because the man knows that you'll accept 60%. You'll take him in, you'll feed him, you'll fuck him. You'll accept him at 60%. So why would he ever give you more if he knows that you'll accept 60%? And he said, and that's what a lot of women deal with. But because women don't honor the same standards that they have, women don't hold the standards that they set for themselves, and they settle, they'll deal with the man that gives them 60% because they believe that that's all they can get. And then when that man finds his wife, because no man that actually is dealing with a woman who he wants to make his wife is giving them 60%. So that's why y'all be confused. Like when you be in a relationship for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and then y'all break up and then he gets married in the next year. It's because that's really his wife. He was just comfortable. He was still searching. He never fully settled with you. He might have got comfortable with you, but he didn't settle. You settled and got comfortable. That's why you're shocked. He was still looking for his wife, but he still wanted to get fucked though. He still wanted good food. He still wanted a place to stay, maybe, right? That's why he was with you until he found his wife. I said, oh, and like the whole time he was talking at first, I was kind of like, the audacity of you. But no, like, yeah, men are super fucking audacious, really audacious. Because the way he was speaking, he was really like, why would I give you 100 if you won't take 60? Like, it was dead ass, just kind of like, shrug, and what? And we were all sitting there like, wow, everything makes sense. Because a lot of us women get manipulated by men. Like, we're really going up against some manipulators. It's just the fact that, like, us women operate different from men. Physiologically, biology. Like, it's an interesting world we live in. But the more you know, it was very interesting to me. Oh, no, wait, sorry, this is the best one. How could I forget that? He said, this rewired my brain as well. He brought up the idea and the concept of problems and solving problems, right? And men, if you present a problem to a man, right, you perceive something to be a problem and he doesn't take the actions to solve said problem, he doesn't care or believe that it's a problem. Because men are problem solvers by nature. No man is going to be comfortable knowing that there's a problem, especially between him and someone he wants to make his wife. He's not going to be comfortable with it. Men are problem solvers by nature, he said. So he gave the example. He said, you think you're doing a one-up by not talking to him, going ghost, and he not reaching out to you. He doesn't think it's a problem that you guys aren't talking. That's why he's not solving it by texting you. I say, yo, this nigga is a prophet. He's a prophet. He's making sense. And it was pissing me off because it was making sense. Does it make sense, though? Men are very simple and straightforward. Also, again, like I've been telling y'all, he said if you're confused at any duration, at any point of the relationship with him, it's intentional. He said men are hunters by nature. They're hunters by nature. If they want you, they will come take you. If they want you, they will come take you. So all that, if he wanted to, he would trope. He said, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I've never seen a woman I wanted and didn't go for it. Like, at least tried. Like, us as women have created so many myths to make ourselves comfortable and complacent with their bullshit. But like, nah, just take the inaction as action. Like, he don't want you. And it's that simple. Stay vigilant, ladies. Act like y'all know this is your show. And as always, it's your girl Mo. So let's go. Love you. Hope this found you well. Sorry, this is the last time I keep doing it because I kept forgetting. But like, as I was watching it, I remembered. He also said, memorable quote of the night, the point of manipulation is for the other person not to know it's happening to them. Out of his mouth. All right. These men know what the fuck they're doing. They just bank on you not knowing. Word for word, bar for bar. The point of manipulation is for the other person to not know they're being manipulated. You're being manipulated. These men are manipulators. Grade A, level 1. They're raised to be manipulators, in fact. Stay fucking vigilant.
Cost-benefit analysis every time. A lot of modern women out here play a lot of games, but a man is going to stop that quickly. That's what I talk about a lot. Wrap that interview process up. I'm not playing with you. A lot of modern women want to waste a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy. Quit doing that. Figure out what you're looking for and go from there. If she ain't your girl, get her up out of there. And that goes for women too. Get her up out of there. And that's what men are telling you to do. Instead of going on a date with that guy you know you don't like, get to know him, ask some questions, and let him go downstream and figure out the guy that you're looking for instead of sleeping around, running up your body count, and playing games.